Hello you guys, welcome back to Stampaholics Anonymous. Today we are going to look at the Zoya Sophisticates collection. I asked you guys whether you wanted to see this because it's an old collection or like an older collection by Zoya. Let me pull out all 12 colors that there are. I'll make them fit somehow under the viewfinder. Yeah, and a lot of people said that they were interested in seeing swatches of this, even though, you know, it's not like a brand new Zoya collection, but it's the whole shebang. I've got it all. I bought it at the beginning of December when Zoya was having a 70% sale. That was awesome, and I thought that, you know, having a whole collection would make sense to show you, not just, you know, showing you random Zoya swatches of some random Zoya polishes that I have, and it would make sense to show you the whole thing. I have already swatched these. It's 12 polishes. That took me a while, but I'm gonna walk you through like the individual polishes real quick, hopefully in the correct order that I did the swatches in, and then afterwards, after the swatches are done, I'm gonna talk favorites. So let's start with the lightest polish. This is, oh, I hate it. They have almost all of their labels are not on the correct way. It just drives me nuts. You know, this is the front of the bottle, so the name should be here, but it's here. I hate that. It just gives me, I hate it. Okay, so this is McKenna. It's a very light nude polish and it has some shimmer in it. It's really hard to pick out in the bottle, but it's definitely there. It's like a light silver shimmer. You can see it here where the light hits the bottle. Next up we have another upside down label. This is Beth, and this is just a shimmery polish. It is like a nude light purple base, I think, with a bunch of like golden shimmer. So basically it's just consisting of that golden shimmer, but there is some base color also going on. Next up we have another totally upside down label. This is Presley, another nude, another like I would call it like a light purple or like a pastel purple, but like mixed with some gray. Then I'm moving over here because I wanted to go like in order from lightest to darkest, sort of. Next up we've got Joni or Joni, whatever you want to call it. Again, like a muted down mauve, I would say. Yeah, it's a mauvey color. It's just a straight up cream, but that's nice. Presley was also just a straight up cream, but you know, the creams from Zoya are just A+. Next up we've got Hera. This is like a dusty pink, I would call it, like a really dusty nice pink. Next up we have Padma. It's a bit darker than Hera was, but also like in the pink vein, and it's also like with a lot of white added to it, so it's like a pastel-y color. Next up we've got a darker reddish color, like a brownish red color, but it's also with a lot of added white or gray to it, and this one is called Yvonne. Next up we've got a brown, like a chocolate brown, which is called Mona, also a cream. Next up we've got a darker brown, which is called Elaine. There you go. It's like a dark, but also I think it's like, it's a darker brown, but it also has like a lot of gray added to it, so it's not, you know, a very bright color. It's just more muted. Next up we've got a blue-gray going on, and this is called Headley. Yeah, and this is like I said, a black, not a black, and like a grayed out blue. That is very neat. Then we have a metallic polish right here, which is called Tabatha. It's a green, metallic green polish. And last in the bunch we've got this like golden polish that has like a hidden surprise because there's like little specks of red going on, and this one is called Gayle. So let's move into the swatches.
Okay, so let's get this swatch party started. I am going lightest to darkest polish. First up is McKenna. I am probably going to sound like a very, very broken record today, so I'm trying to say, you know, just a few words about every polish. I used 2 coats for this one. I'm pretty much gonna be doing consistently 2 coats of everything, and the formula will be consistently good as Zoya polishes are. So you're gonna see 2 coats of McKenna, no top coat in the swatch pictures. Next up, we have, what was the name? Oh, Beth, exactly. Again, a solid 2-coater, awesome formula. I didn't have any issues with anything from this collection, especially like the straight up cream polishes are just so good. Yeah, and everything built up nicely in 2 coats. And so you're going to see 2 coats of this, no top coat in the swatch pictures also. Next up, we have like the first straight up cream. This is Presley. It's a nude, so it isn't, you know, really one of my favorite colors to wear. But the formula in this one is just so good. It's so nice and smooth and easy to work with, and just so, you know, buttery and nice and juicy. I enjoyed this one, you know, formula wise a lot. So you're going to see 2 coats of this in the swatch pictures. Next up is the first of many rosy toned colors. This is Joni or Joni, whatever you want to call it. Again, a nice cream formula on this one. I'm probably gonna like shut up through the next few swatches because, you know, basically the cream formula of Zoya, there's nothing more to be said about it. Everybody knows it's really good, and it builds up so nice in 2 coats, and it's so glossy on its own that you don't even need a top coat. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna shut up through the next few swatches, and yeah, you're gonna see 2 coats of this in the swatch pictures. Okay, I managed to not talk like I promised. Now we've got Mona, which is the first of two browns in this collection. This one is a little bit more on the reddish side. I didn't care for this one too much, not because of the formula, just because of the color, and that I'm not, a huge fan of this. Yeah, but it is a nice cream formula, and it built up nicely in two coats. So you're going to see two coats of this in the swatch pictures also. Next up is the other brown. This is Elaine, and this one is more of like a dark chocolatey brown, and I actually enjoyed this one on my nails as much as I did, playing around with it and the formula in general. I also enjoyed the color on this one a whole lot. Yeah, it took two coats like with everything in this collection, and you're going to see two coats of it in the swatch pictures. Next up, we've got Headley, and this is like a grayed out dark blue. Also lovely formula again. I loved this one a whole lot. Again, two coats is all it took. It dries nice and shiny and glossy on its own. Yeah, and you're going to be seeing two coats of this in the swatch pictures. No top coat. We finally reached another polish that is not just a straight up cream. This is Tabatha, and this is like a metallic forest green. Also formula wise, no complaints here. It's not like my absolute top favorites, but if you're into this like forest green, you might love this one. It took two coats to get this one to full opacity, and it also dried pretty shiny on its own. So you're gonna see two coats of this, no top coat in the swatch pictures. The last polish in the bunch is Gayle, and this one was just, I don't know, somehow weird to me because it's just this metallic polish, and then there's these like red particles in there. I didn't fully get the concept of the polish, but it also built up nicely in two coats to, get to full opacity, but it wasn't one of my favorites. Depending on your application, you might need like a third coat to cover like any VNL that might be left on your nails. I didn't care for this one too much, but the formula on this one was also very nice and easy to work with.
Alrighty, you guys, that were my swatches. I did a better job of cleaning the mirror beforehand, which is a pain in the butt. I still have to figure out a good way to do that, or get like some, I don't know, there's these nano shields for mirrors that you can get that prevents them from, you know, gathering dust and fingerprints and makes them easier to clean. I have to grab one of those. But other than that, I'm really happy with the way the swatches look on that like mirror with the background, and you know, it's giving it a bit of a dimension, and I like it. Yeah, so let's talk favorites. I did the method again where I marked the bottles as I was going through these because it made it a bit easier for me to keep track of things. First up, we have one that was surprisingly very nice on my nails, especially when I went to take the swatch pictures. I like this one a lot, and it's Beth. It's the one that has this like dusty grayish purple base with the golden shimmer going on. I like this one on the nails a lot. I ended up liking like all three of those mauvey pinks that were in here. Let me go through the names real quick. We've got Joni or Joni. I like this one a lot. And I also like the lighter version, which is called Hira, and like the slightly darker version of Hira, which is called Padma. I liked all three of these. And you could also do like an awesome gradient, I think, with these three. I think that would look neat. You know? I think you could pull that off. That's really neat. I also like the like darker red, which is called Yvonne, a lot. Of course, I like this like really dark bluish gray that was in here called Headley. I like that really much. And I ended up liking Elaine, the slightly darker brown. I really like that one on my nails as well. The like chocolate brownish, reddish brown that was in here didn't look really nice on me, so I didn't end up, you know, putting it in my favorites. The metallic green is really great. It is not brush strokey at all, and it has a nice finish, but I sort of didn't, you know, dig the look of it on my nails today, but it's still a really good polish and almost like a runner-upper. I did not care for this like weird golden polish with the red specks in it too much. It's called Gayle. I didn't care for this one too much, so I didn't end up, you know, putting it in my favorites. So that was the whole Zoya that was the whole Zoya Sophisticates collection. Let me know your favorites down in the comments below, and whether you own any of these or if you own any other great Zoya polishes that you want to point out to anybody else who's watching. So that's all for today. I love you very much, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!